Hello and welcome to Geeky Bit. Today we'll be talking about a Power Macintosh 7500 that I recently acquired. This will be one of a few videos that I'm doing for Macintosh. These videos will be treated more of a bonus and will not interrupt the tech history series. So you may or may not be wondering how in the world I ended up with a Power Macintosh 7500. Well, here's how it started. I saw an ad on a popular secondhand site and it was for a $15 old Macintosh. And as you can see visually in these photos, the exterior is in pretty good shape. After some back and forth, I finally went to pick it up, and just as the ad said, when you powered it on, the power light came on, of course, but it then went immediately off. While taking a look at it, the man said that he had had it for ages and didn't have anything other than just the computer and the power cord for the computer. For 15 bucks and a short drive, I was all in on this mystery Macintosh computer. Of course, to get this to work, I would need a few things. The first set of things would be some video adapters. And the first in that set of video adapters would be a 15-pin Apple Video to 15-pin VGA adapter. And here's what it looks like right here. The second component to the video adapters would be a VGA to HDMI adapter so that I could capture video from the Macintosh with my video capture device. And here is what that component looks like. Of course, this just being the computer itself, I would need a nice shiny keyboard so that I could interact with the computer as well. And here's the keyboard and mouse that I got off of a popular auction website. With all of that out of the way, let's take a look at the inside and see if there's any actual issues that we can find with it that we need to fix. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. Oh, let's remove this. Oh my goodness, it's just broken. Well, let's remove that. Well, the inside so far doesn't look too bad. The back plastic piece is missing. The front plastic tab is here though. Okay, now that I got the side open, everything on the motherboard looks pretty good. Nothing damaged so far. Yeah, looks pretty decent. Oh, look at that. That's the battery. It's old. I should probably remove that. And removed. Nothing looks bad or damaged, except for, of course, the aging plastic that's broken in several places. Now that battery, it looked great, but it's old, so it got the axe. So I noticed that the power supply made a clicking sound after the power light went on and then off. I'm thinking it's likely to do with the power supply. As you can see here, one online auction later from a popular online auction website, I got a new power supply. As you can see here, this is what the new power supply looks like. After undoing a screw, removing the old power supply, and putting the new one in, I need to go ahead and try to boot this. Let's see if it boots. Alright. Black screen, black... Hey look, there we go, it booted. Let's see if we get... Hey, a happy Apple guy. And macOS. Hey, it worked! Great. Before we go on, let's take a moment to talk about the specs of this computer. It has a 100 megahertz PowerPC processor, 48 megabytes of RAM, and it has a 1.2 gigabyte SCSI hard drive, and of course a CD and the standard Mac floppy. The 3.5 version to be specific. Let's finish booting up this computer and let's test out my keyboard and mouse and make sure this computer works well. But something I want to note before I continue is that I plan on deleting all of the files on this computer, as we don't know if there's personal information on it and I don't want to be responsible for it, nor to allow anybody else to be responsible for it. So we will be deleting everything and installing macOS 8.6 at a later time. And this is something you should keep in mind anytime you acquire vintage computer hardware, that somebody may not delete their personal files, and you definitely don't want to be responsible for them either. So keep that in mind. So here's the boot up screen. Of course, I have it ultra sped up so that it'll complete as fast as we can get it to go. And then we will be inside the operating system. Alright, now that we are in the operating system, what I want to do is look at the system. So first we will go ahead and go to the Apple icon. And any moment now, we will go to About This Computer. Alright, there we go. Of course, like I figured, it's got 48 megabytes of RAM. And let's go ahead and take a little bit of a deeper look by going to the System Profiler. Takes a little moment to bring it up here, but it'll get here eventually. And there we go. We can see what operating system we're running. We can see what kind of processor we have, of course, the 48 megabytes of RAM. And we can see that our hard drive's SCSI. We can see that there was a laser jet attached to this computer at some point in time. Good. That's good to know. Next, let's see if we can fix the resolution a bit. First, we go ahead and go up to the Apple logo. Then we're going to go down to the control panel. And then we're going to go to monitors. And let's go to options. And any moment now. Come on, you can do it. Oh, it only has this resolution. Well, it looks like we can't change that right now. Well, everything seems to work fantastic. The keyboard and mouse that I ordered, this computer once we replaced its power supply. Even the hard drive's making a pretty reasonable sound for its age. I would show more of some of the things I looked into. Unfortunately, there are definitely pieces of personal information, and I don't want to share somebody else's information online, obviously. So let's go ahead and move on. So let's talk about what this system cost me. Of course, this is in US dollars because I am in the United States. As you can see, I got the system for $15. I had to pay $48.49 for the keyboard, $19.40 for the power supply, $10.76 for the 15-pin Apple Video to VGA adapter, and then I had to pay $11.84 for the VGA to HDMI converter. And that total cost me $105.50. I'm pretty happy with this purchase overall. So I want to talk about what I want for this thing going forward and why I even purchased it in the first place. First, I'd like to get a SCSI to SD card adapter or something like that, and then I would like to get 1 gigabyte of DIMM memory for this, as it can actually hold up to 1 gigabyte of DIMM memory. Then I would like to get an old first class server license, and then I'd like to turn this into a old retro first class server for hosting a online BBS. So let's talk about what all those additional things would cost. So first of all, for a first class server license, I saw on some old forums people were willing to transfer their license for about $100 for a version of 3.5.1, which does indeed allow you to use it on the internet from what I understand. And then a SD to SCSI adapter is $117.05. And then a 128 gigabyte SD card would be $20.25. Of course, that would put the new total up at $342.79. If I could get all of that going, I think the price would totally be worth it, as having a first class BBS would be amazing, as it is a graphical BBS. And I haven't found any online in all of my research for it. I should clarify something here. I have not found any retro first class BBSs that are operating so legally. And while it's highly unlikely they'll be gone after, I don't wish to have any part of something that could potentially be illegal. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And if you did, feel free to like the video. And if you're not subscribed so already, feel free to do so. And if you want to get notifications of when I do new videos, go ahead and click that bell button.